They say the ocean hides more than it reveals. Beneath the waves, in the blackest trenches where light has never touched, something stirs. Sailors once feared to even whisper its name. The Leviathan, a monster older than mankind, born of chaos, chained beneath the sea until the end of days. You're listening to Urban Whispers, where the strange and the spectral are never far behind. Tonight, we dive into one of the ocean's most terrifying legends, where myth, faith, and fear collide. If you love unraveling dark legends from history, faith, and folklore, don't forget to subscribe to Urban Whispers and hit the like button so you never miss what lies beneath the surface of our world's greatest mysteries. Ancient origins. The Leviathan first appears in some of the oldest writings known to humanity. In the book of Job, it is described as a creature so powerful that no man could tame it. Its scales were impenetrable, like shields forged of iron. Its breath could boil the sea. Its roar could shake the very earth. In Jewish folklore, the Leviathan was said to be among God's earliest creations, so dangerous that it had to be chained in the abyss until the appointed end of time. Some traditions even claimed that when the world reached its final days, the Leviathan would rise, be slain, and its flesh served as a feast for the righteous. But the legend was not confined to one culture. The Babylonians told of Tiamat, the serpent of chaos destroyed by the god Marduk. In Norse mythology, there was Jormungandr, the world serpent so vast it encircled the entire earth. Different names, different myths, but the same vision, a monstrous serpent dwelling in the deep, embodying chaos itself. The beast described. Descriptions of Leviathan vary, but they all stretch the imagination. Some said it was a colossal serpent, its iron-like scales shimmering under moonlight. Others described wings black as midnight, blotting out the stars when it rose from the sea. The Psalms speak of Leviathan as a many-headed dragon of the deep, crushed by God himself. Medieval scholars wrote of it as a fish the size of a mountain, so vast that sailors once mistook its back for an island. But one truth remained constant. Leviathan was never seen as merely an animal. It was chaos incarnate, the living embodiment of the ocean's wildest, most destructive power. Some storytellers even claimed that Leviathan was not bound by the sea alone, that when storms tore across the horizon and waves swallowed entire fleets, it was the beast itself rising in fury. To them, the ocean's most violent tempests were not natural at all, but the thrashing of a chained monster reminding mankind that it still endured in the depths, waiting for its time to break free. Sailors' tales. As scripture faded into legend, sailors carried the story forward. In the 15th century, explorers spoke of shadows beneath their ships, so large they stretched like islands under the waves. Some crews swore they saw massive coils wrapping around vessels, dragging them into the abyss. One tale from Norway in the 1500s tells of fishermen who anchored on what they thought was a small island. Hours later, as they cooked their catch on shore, the ground beneath them began to move. The sea erupted, the island sank, and their boats shattered. Only a few men survived to tell the tale, claiming they had camped on the back of Leviathan itself. And across the centuries, sailors whispered of a golden eye beneath the water, an eye that never blinked, watching silently from the dark. Science meets legend. When science surged in the 18th and 19th centuries, naturalists dismissed sea monster stories as exaggerations, misidentified whales, giant squids, or tricks of the light. But Leviathan refused to vanish. In the mid-1800s, when telegraph cables were first laid across the Atlantic Ocean, engineers reported them snapping under immense force. The official explanation was undersea landslides. Sailors had another answer: Leviathan didn't want humanity trespassing in its domain. By the 20th century, submarines reported strange sonar readings, enormous, moving shapes larger than any known whale. Yet when investigated, the shapes vanished without a trace. Modern encounters. Even now, whispers of Leviathan have not faded. In 2013, Japanese researchers studying the Mariana Trench recorded a strange, rumbling sound unlike anything ever documented. It was too deep and powerful to belong to any whale, and too alien to classify. Some scientists speculated it was a new species. Locals had a different explanation. Leviathan had spoken again. Fishermen in the North Atlantic tell of nets torn apart by unseen forces, boats rocked violently though the sea was calm, and that same unblinking golden eye watching from beneath the waves. To them, Leviathan has never left. It simply waits where we cannot go. Symbol or reality? So what is Leviathan? To theologians, it is chaos personified, the raw, uncontrollable power of nature that only God could restrain. To sailors, it was a warning, a reminder that the ocean gives life but takes it just as easily. To modern believers in the unknown, Leviathan remains proof that some monsters are not myth. They are real, waiting in the abyss beyond human reach. Consider this. The ocean covers over 70% of our planet, yet less than 10% of it has been explored. In those endless depths where light has never touched, who's to say what waits? The Leviathan is more than myth. It is fear itself, the shadow under the ship, the deep sound we cannot explain, the golden eye in the dark. Perhaps Leviathan is not just a monster, but a reminder of how small we truly are before the sea. It is the eternal question hidden in the deep. What waits in the dark when no one is watching? And maybe, just maybe, one day the ocean will give us its answer. So, is the Leviathan just an ancient story, born of mankind's fear of the sea? Or does it still sleep in the black trenches of the ocean, waiting for the day it will rise again? Some monsters never die. They just wait. If this dive into the Leviathan sent chills down your spine, make sure to subscribe to Urban Whispers and hit the like button. We'll keep exploring the shadows of myth, history, and the unknown, because some legends deserve to be remembered.